Welcome to House Lux Estate, your go-to channel for life skills and personal development. Today, we're diving into a topic that we can all relate to, dealing with difficult people. Whether it's a challenging coworker, a demanding boss, or a cantankerous neighbor, we've all encountered individuals who push our buttons and test our patience. It's an inevitable part of life, and knowing how to navigate these challenging situations can make all the difference. Over the course of this video, we're going to explore 5 effective strategies for dealing with difficult people. We'll delve into understanding their perspectives, establishing boundaries, choosing your battles wisely, practicing assertiveness, and when necessary, seeking professional help. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with practical tools to handle these difficult interactions with grace and confidence. So, buckle up and get ready for an insightful journey. Stay tuned as we unveil the top 5 ways to deal with difficult people. Firstly, one must attempt to understand the perspective of the difficult person. This is easier said than done, isn't it? But let's dive into why it's so critical. Empathy, a term we often hear yet seldom fully grasp. It's the ability to step into another's shoes, to see the world through their eyes. It's different from sympathy, which is feeling sorry for someone. Empathy, on the other hand, is about understanding. It's about connecting on a deeper level, about realizing that we all have our own battles to fight, and that everyone's experience is unique. Now, let me clarify one thing. Understanding someone's perspective does not necessarily mean agreeing with them. It doesn't mean you have to accept their behavior or let them walk all over you. What it does mean, however, is that you're trying to see things from their point of view. This understanding can provide invaluable insights into why they act the way they do. Imagine you're dealing with someone who's constantly negative. Instead of getting frustrated or irritated, take a step back. Try to understand. Maybe they're going through a tough time. Maybe they're dealing with issues you know nothing about. By understanding their perspective, you're better equipped to respond to them in a way that's effective and compassionate. And why does this matter? Well, if you can understand where they're coming from, you can tailor your response accordingly. You can avoid unnecessary conflicts, and most importantly, you can maintain your peace of mind. So when dealing with a difficult person, don't be too quick to judge. Instead, take a moment to understand, to empathize, to see the world from their perspective. You'd be surprised at how much this simple shift in mindset can change your interactions. So remember, understanding their perspective is the first step in dealing with difficult people. The second strategy is to establish boundaries. When dealing with difficult people, setting boundaries is crucial. These invisible lines are not only about creating physical space, but they also protect your mental and emotional health. They act as a buffer between you and the other person, preventing you from getting sucked into their chaos and negativity. Imagine walking around with a personal bubble around you. This bubble is your safe zone, your space of tranquility. Now imagine someone trying to burst that bubble with their negative energy or unreasonable demands. That's where boundaries come in. They act as a shield, keeping your bubble intact. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you're being rude or unkind. In fact, it's about showing respect, both to yourself and the other person. It's about knowing your limits and making sure others know them too. It's about standing your ground and asserting, "This is where I draw the line." So, how do you set boundaries? First, identify what your limits are. What makes you feel uncomfortable or stressed? What are you unwilling to tolerate? Once you've identified these, you're ready to communicate them to the other person. Next, express your boundaries assertively, yet respectfully. Use clear, direct language. Avoid being confrontational or aggressive. Instead, use I statements to express how you feel. For example, instead of saying, "You're always interrupting me," you could say, "I feel disrespected when I'm interrupted during a conversation. I would appreciate it if you could let me finish speaking before you respond." Remember, it's okay to say no. It's okay to put your needs first. It's okay to prioritize your well-being over pleasing others. And it's okay if the other person doesn't like or agree with your boundaries. After all, they're your boundaries, not theirs. In the end, setting boundaries is about taking control of your life. It's about deciding who gets to be in your space and how they get to behave. It's about protecting your peace and preserving your well-being. Proper boundary setting ensures you protect your peace while dealing with difficult people. The third approach is to choose your battles wisely. Have you ever found yourself embroiled in a heated argument, only to later question whether it was worth it? Not every disagreement needs to be a battlefield, and sometimes it's best to let things slide. You see, engaging in every conflict can be mentally and emotionally exhausting. It drains your energy reserves, leaving you less equipped to handle situations that truly matter. Over time, you start feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and burnt out. This is why it's crucial to choose your battles wisely. So how do you decide which battles to fight and which to ignore? It's all about discerning between significant issues and minor inconveniences. If an issue directly affects your well-being, your values, or your personal or professional growth, it's probably worth addressing. For instance, if someone consistently undermines your ideas at work or disrespects your boundaries, that's a battle worth fighting. You're standing up for your worth, your voice, and your space. On the other hand, if someone always forgets to refill the coffee pot or leaves the office printer out of paper, it might be annoying, but is it worth a confrontation? Probably not. These are minor inconveniences that don't significantly impact your life. Choosing to let these go doesn't mean you're a pushover. It means you're focusing your energy where it matters most. But remember, choosing your battles doesn't mean you're avoiding conflict altogether. It means you're strategically deciding where to invest your energy. It's about acknowledging that not every disagreement requires your attention and that it's okay to let some things pass. One more thing to keep in mind. Choosing your battles also means knowing when to walk away. Sometimes the best choice is to remove yourself from a toxic situation or relationship entirely. It's not about admitting defeat, but about prioritizing your peace and well-being. Remember, not every battle is worth fighting. Choose wisely. Fourthly, practice assertiveness. Now, there's a fine line between being assertive and being aggressive, and it's crucial to understand the difference. Assertiveness is about expressing your thoughts, feelings, and needs in an open and honest way, while respecting the rights of others. Aggression, on the other hand, involves imposing your thoughts, feelings, and needs on others without consideration for their rights or feelings. Think of it this way. Being assertive is standing up for yourself, while being aggressive is stepping on others. It's about finding a balance where your voice is heard, but not at the expense of others. So, how do you practice assertiveness? Well, it starts with being clear about what you want or need. This might mean taking some time to reflect on what's really important to you and what you're willing to compromise on. Once you have a clear idea, express it in a simple, direct, and respectful manner. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," which is accusatory and likely to put the other person on the defensive, you might say, "I feel unheard when you interrupt me. Can we work on this?" This approach acknowledges your feelings without blaming or criticizing the other person, promoting a more productive and respectful dialogue. It's also important to listen actively to the other person's perspective. This doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but showing that you understand and respect their viewpoint can help diffuse tension and foster understanding. Remember, being assertive isn't about winning an argument or getting your way. It's about expressing your needs and feelings in a way that respects both your rights and those of others. It's about creating a dialogue, not a debate. Assertiveness is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. But with time and effort, you can develop the ability to communicate assertively, effectively, and respectfully. Being assertive ensures your voice is heard without escalating the situation. Lastly, don't hesitate to seek professional help if needed. There may come a time when dealing with difficult people escalates beyond your comfort zone or expertise. During these times, engaging professionals can be a game changer. Therapists, for instance, are trained to help you navigate complex emotions and reactions. They can provide strategies to manage your stress levels and offer insights into why the difficult person may be acting the way they do. Alternatively, you may consider seeking help from counselors who can provide practical advice on handling challenging situations. They can guide you to develop skills to respond effectively without escalating the situation. For workplace conflicts or group disputes, conflict resolution professionals can be invaluable. They are skilled in mediation, helping all parties involved to communicate effectively and reach a resolution. Remember, seeking professional help is not a sign of weakness, but a step towards resolution. It's about equipping yourself with the right tools to handle difficult people and situations. So, don't shy away from it. And to wrap things up, dealing with difficult people can be challenging, but not impossible. Today, we've explored 5 key strategies to help you navigate through these challenging situations. First, we delved into understanding the other person's perspective. It's easier to handle a situation when you see where they're coming from. Next, we talked about the importance of establishing boundaries. a crucial step that ensures mutual respect and prevents overstepping. Thirdly, we discuss the wisdom in choosing your battles. Not every disagreement warrants a full-blown confrontation. Fourth, we emphasize the significance of practicing assertiveness. Being firm and clear about your stance can work wonders. Lastly, we touched on seeking professional help when needed. Sometimes a third-party perspective can bring clarity and peace. Implementing these strategies can greatly enhance your interpersonal relationships and overall quality of life. Thank you for joining us at House Lux Estate. Don't forget to subscribe for more life skills and personal development tips. Until next time, stay positive and keep growing.